Welcome back once again, all of my low carb friends, and for those of you who are here for the first time, welcome. Today I have another sweet treat for you. Today we are going to learn how to make very simple Keto Twix style thumbprints. Very easy, very tasty. And if you want a printable version of this recipe, you can check out my website at janet'sdeliciouslowcarbkitchen.com. You can find a printable version of this recipe and other goodies there for you. And if you're new to the channel and you want to see lots of easy, delicious keto recipes, make sure you click that subscribe button and click the notification bell that's right next to the subscribe button. That way you can be notified every time I put out new videos every Wednesday and Saturday. And if you'd like to help support the channel, make sure you scroll down in the description of the video. You'll see some affiliate links. Anytime you purchase anything using those affiliate links, a small portion of your purchase will go to me and help support the channel. So, while you do all that, let's get cooking. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Line 2 large baking sheets with parchment paper and set them aside. In a large mixing bowl, combine 86 grams or about 3/4 cup of coconut flour, 9 grams or about 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 gram or about 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 56 grams or about 1/3 cup of brown or granulated sweetener of your choice. I'm using the Golden Monk fruit sweetener because I think the brown sugar type tastes really good in this recipe, but you can use any brown or granulated sweetener you want. You can also adjust this more or less according to how sweet you want your cookies. Sift these all together until they're fully combined and there are no lumps in the dry ingredients. Add 3 large room temperature eggs. Make sure they are room temperature so they stir in more smooth. Stir the eggs into the dry ingredients until they're fully combined and all the dry ingredients have been moistened with the eggs. Add 3/4 cup of very soft room temperature butter. Make sure it is very soft, not melted. You just want it nice and soft so it mixes in well. And 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. You can adjust the extract more or less depending on how much of a vanilla hint you want in your cookies. Stir the butter and the vanilla into the rest of the ingredients until everything is fully combined and smooth. Push the dough all together to the center of the bowl and form it into a smooth ball. Then massage the dough in your hands for about 1 minute. This is to make sure that the butter is fully combined in your dough. You don't want any chunks of butter. You want to make sure it's nice and smooth in your dough. You also want to make sure the texture of your dough. You want to make sure that it's not dry. It should be a smooth, soft, slightly moist dough. It should not be crumbly or sticky. If it is crumbly, then you need to add just a little bit more oil or warm water. If it's sticking to your hands a lot, then you need to add just a tiny bit more coconut flour. After you've massaged the dough for a minute, then scoop the dough out 1 tablespoon at a time onto your prepared baking sheets. Make sure you keep the scoops around 1 inch to 1.5 inches apart from each other. Roll each dough scoop into a tight, smooth ball. Make sure the ball is smooth. You don't want any cracks in it. Then use the back of a teaspoon or your thumb or finger and make a deep indentation in the center of each one of the dough balls. Make sure it's a deep indentation, but you don't want it to go all the way through. You want there still to be a little bit of dough in the center of that indentation. If while you're pushing down and making the indentation, the cookies start spreading and cracking a little bit, just push it back together and rub your finger across the dough to make sure the cracks are all sealed. You don't want any cracks at all in the dough. You want to make sure that the cookie is nice and smooth. If you put it in the oven and it has cracks in it, you'll most likely come out with a crumbly cookie. So make sure you keep it pushed together and nice and smooth. Once your cookie has been shaped, place it in your preheated oven and bake at 350 degrees for 10 to 12 minutes or until the cookies are very lightly golden. Mine took 10 minutes exactly. Everyone's oven is different, so 10 to 12 minutes, you're looking for your cookies to be golden. Once the cookies are done baking, remove them from the oven. They will be soft, but they will firm up as they cool. Allow them to cool on the pan for at least 10 minutes or until they're firm enough to remove without them crumbling on you. Once they've cooled on the pan and they're firm enough to move, transfer them to a wire rack and allow them to cool completely before filling the cookies. Once they've cooled, then scoop up to 1 teaspoon of the caramel sauce of your choice into the center of each indention in the middle of the cookies. I'll leave a link in the description to my caramel sauce if you want to make that. Otherwise, you can just buy a pre-made keto caramel sauce. Chalk Zero makes some really good caramel sauce. Whatever caramel sauce you want, it's up to you. You can use more or less depending on how much of a caramel center you want, and it also will depend on how big of an indention you made in your cookie. Everybody's fingers are different size, so if you got a smaller finger like I do, might not take the whole teaspoon. It's up to you. Once your cookies have been filled with caramel, set them aside for just a second, and in a small microwave-safe bowl, place about 3 ounces or roughly around a half cup of the Lily's salted caramel chocolate chips, or any type of keto chocolate chip you want. Add a half teaspoon of coconut oil. Microwave these on high for about 20 to 30 seconds. Remove them from the microwave, stir them around a little bit. They may or may not be fully melted. If they're not fully melted, then just pop them back into the microwave in 15 to 20 second increments until the chips are completely melted. Make sure you stir after every 15 seconds or so that your chocolate does not burn. Once the chocolate's fully melted, drizzle your desired amount of chocolate over each one of the cookies. Then place them in the refrigerator for around 10 to 15 minutes or until the chocolate has firmed up. When the chocolate's firm, remove them from the refrigerator. Place them on a serving platter of your choice. You can eat them immediately. If you do have any leftovers, store them in an airtight container in your refrigerator for up to 1 week. Eat and enjoy. And that's the recipe of the day. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did and you want to see more videos like this, make sure you click that thumbs up like button, click that subscribe button, leave me a comment if you want to. Let me know if there's any recipes that you'd like to learn how to make, and I'll do what I can to get those out there for you. And as always, keep cooking.